When Pokemon finally goes down, or AKA not going up 10% every week like we've been used to for, well, the last 2 years, or, the quick tendies dry up where you can't just go to Walmart and then very quickly reflip it on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, your local LCS, LGS, whatever you want to call it. The quick tendies are no longer there. They've gone moldy, they're dried up, whatever, they're stale. Well then, what happens? Well, everybody loses interest in Pokemon. For some reason, I can't understand why, but they lose interest instead of buying the Pokemon dip like me and the other smart people and the other Rudies and other investors and other stores out there, because this is the opportunity. And this doesn't just go for investors or stores, this goes for collectors as well. If you're doing a master set and you need a couple super expensive chase cards like, say, the Mewtwo or some of the Ascended Heroes cards, well, now might be a good time to grab some of those. If you're an investor, there's a lot of good sets out there right now. But once the quick tendies dry up and stuff starts to go down, the FOMO goes to nothing. We see that with Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals started rocketing itself up. It went from $50 a booster box to $350, $450, all the way up to $600. And there's just FOMO the whole way up. Now that things are starting to pull back down, there's no FOMO. It doesn't exist anymore. No one cares. People think they're losing money. They're really not. But everybody starts to call stuff trash. Oh, it's everywhere. Oh, it's being reprinted everywhere. Nobody wants that. And we saw that with Twilight Masquerade and Surging Sparks. They just got reprinted in December. Those ETBs sat on the shelves and nobody wanted them. And I was screaming at the top of my lungs, hey, you should buy these. These are good buys. You should buy these. These are good buys. Even if you can't find them on the shelves, they are cheap enough to just go buy off a TCG player for $60, $65, $70 in ETB, and you'd be good in a year. And guess what? You're almost doubled your money in a year. What did I tell you? I told you. Did I not tell you? I told you. When stuff like this happens, odds are that's usually one of the best times to be buying. It's one of the best opportunities to be buying because nobody wants it. It is everywhere and it's easy to buy. Look at Rudy. No one wants Chaos Rising, nobody wants Pitch Black, and they literally just released. And they have pretty decent chase cards. Yet Rudy bought how many? 6,000 ETBs? Do you think arguably the best TCG investor of all time is just YOLOing that much money? He doesn't know what he's doing. You think somebody with 10, 15, 20 years of experience doesn't know what they're doing? Come on now. You really think he doesn't know what he's doing? And he even says it in his video. The botters, whatever, whoever sold him the product was like, I know it's gonna go up, I just can't do it because they have credit card bills. And Rudy's like, well, I'm gonna do well on it. I'm gonna sit on it for 5 years and they're probably gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6x the price. So thank you. He's able to do stuff like that because there's no FOMO in the products. There's nobody FOMOing in. There's no race to the top. Right now, it's the race to zero. Nobody cares. He and I and everybody else are now more freely and able to pick and choose what they want and what they don't want. Out of collections, I can pick what I want. People are more likely to split it, and I can pick what I don't want. And that's what people like me love to see. And guess what? You honestly have that same opportunity too, because a lot of people trying to sell, it's a buyer's market right now, not a seller's market. A couple months ago, it was a seller's market. Hey, I want 90% of this, and if you're not gonna pay it to me, don't care because I'm gonna get 90% next week and it's gonna be 10% more expensive. You see what I'm saying? Now it's not like that. Now it's 140 this week, might be 135 next week, might be 130 the week after that. And I'm still gonna offer you 75% of whatever that is. So it's more of a buyer's market now. And if you don't sell now, it might be lower next week. Now, I don't think this is gonna stick around super long, judging by the fact that we have 2 banger sets coming up in September and November. But, to each their own. That's why we make these videos. That's why you should be watching this channel when I'm telling you buy. Now is the time to buy. Now is the time to buy. People don't fully understand the power of attrition that sealed products have. What does that mean? Well, as a sealed product tends to age longer, there tends to be less of it out there. Why? Well, the strong sets, they tend to get ripped a lot, especially when they're in the reprint window. And then once they rotate out, a lot of people still want to chase those packs as they slowly get more expensive. Then they slowly start, there's less interest because those packs, Evolving Skies at $50 a pack. Well, that's kind of expensive to be doing rip and ships where, that Moonbryon is 1 in 2,000 packs. Well, good luck. You're better off just buying the Moonbryon. So eventually that does slow down, but how many packs have already been churned through? Nobody will truly ever know that. But, with booster boxes being printed less than they used to, how many booster boxes of Paldea Evolved exist? I don't know. It's impossible to know, but there is a natural attrition to that. People will still be ripping that. People still want the Magikarp. Booster box, the ETB, whatever, is designed to be ripped. It's designed to have packs be cracked. Well, no shit, Max Packs. Let's be real here. Well, obviously it's a card game, but that's exactly why sealed product works, is because everybody is cracking the packs open. And that's why if you are the only one with the box sealed, there's going to be somebody in 5-10 years that is going to be nostalgia of cracking open Paldea Evolved, Destined Rivals, and they're going to be like, you know what? I want to crack those packs again. I remember doing that as a kid. We see that now with base set. We see that with all sets all the way up until now. Somebody was like, you know what? 10 years ago, I remember opening whatever, Generations, and now I want to buy some Generations. So they do. And, they crack the pack. They might get skunked. They might hit that chase card. You never know. But there is a natural attrition sealed products have. And I think a lot of people underestimate that rip and shippers do exist, and they go through a lot of product, and they go through a lot of these reprints. And a lot of these reprint stuff ends up going to the rip and shippers because they have the ability to just constantly keep churning. They constantly need to be resupplying their supply. Like they constantly need packs in because they constantly have packs out. That's just simple supply and demand and how a business operates. And this goes both ways. It's not just with super expensive sets. It's also with the crappier sets like Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, Pitch Black. They are selling more now than they did before they dropped. And you can see that on TCG Player with the sell-through rate. They have been selling way more products on TCG Player than before. And that's simply because they dropped, 20% roughly. And like I said earlier, the more expensive stuff that has a legitimate chase, it is getting ripped a ton now. But as they get some age to it, like Prismatic, 151, I'm assuming Ascended Heroes, the amount of people that will still want to rip those sets once it goes out of rotation, there's just going to be so many, especially a set like 151 where it brought so many new people back into the hobby. There's so many people trying to do master sets of that. Prismatic has all of the evolutions, Plus it has the Shinji Kanda artwork of Roaring Moon and a number of other great artworks in it. It's a big set, stuff like that is a absolute slam dunk for sealed investors. And, on this dip, it's a good buy. How are ETBs still 160? How are the SPCs under $300 still? And it wouldn't take a whole lot to buy out all of the SPCs on TCG Player. And now you are effectively making a brand new market price if somebody did buy all of them out. Sets like that, they have huge chases and people will always want to be chasing those huge chases. You can even look at sets like Team Up. Team Up, yeah, it's not vintage like a base set pack, but it's like 10 years old. And there are still people paying $200, $250. I don't even know what the price of a Team Up booster pack is anymore. I remember seeing $150. They're probably like $300 now, and they are still breakers breaking them. There's still people buying the packs, still people cracking the packs, because there are so many great cards and so many expensive chases in those packs. And you will constantly keep seeing that. And every time you see that, the number of sealed packs out there goes down. That, my friend, is how investing in sealed product actually works. The natural attrition rate, especially now with rip and shippers around, is absolutely insane. The amount of packs being ripped per day is astronomical. And day after day, the supply will continue to dwindle down after rotation, after that reprint window has shut. That's how that works. Please stop being a stupid Timmy. There are so many idiots out there, especially on social media and Reddit and in a lot of Discord groups, if you're at least not in the right one. The amount of stupid comments I see blow my mind. Like, they're just brainless takes. They're like, do you even spend money in Pokemon sometimes? Like, some of these takes are just really stupid. I hate to sound like Rudy because that's what Rudy says all the time. I'm definitely not on his level. Nowhere near this man's level. Nowhere near. but it's just brain dead takes, and it's hard to even have a conversation with a lot of these people. I see it in my clickbaity posts on TikTok and Instagram. Granted, that is my fault because I take a clip from these longer form videos completely out of context, post it on there, and people eat it up. I get so many likes, I get so many comments. A lot of them are hate, a lot of them are just the most brain dead, stupidest things I've ever read in my life. Oh, Destin Rivals at 140 is not a good buy. Okay, don't buy it. Don't drop a comment. What do they do? Drop a comment. You're an idiot. Okay, cool. Well, I bought it. So am I the idiot? We'll see next year when it's more expensive. Or, maybe I am the idiot. Maybe we get another reprint of that and it gets lower. Okay, I'll buy another 20. Okay, now my cost base is even lower. Well, maybe instead of buying another 20, I can buy another 30 now. Well, now I'm going to have 50 ETBs, and once it goes up to a price point where I'm ready to sell it, I'm going to make a killing off of that. And it's all going to go to my store. My store's going to have a nice profit. And when everybody's FOMOing back into Destin Rivals because the ETBs hit 250 again and it's going out of rotation, then I'm going to be selling them all back into the FOMO, because right now nobody wants it. Right now you're an idiot if you say to buy Destin Rivals ETBs. Right now you're an idiot if you're saying to buy all these sets that are getting ready to rotate out. Right now you're an idiot if you think buying prismatic ETBs or prismatic SPCs right now while they're on a pullback, while they're dipping. You're the idiot right now, according to social media, according to these Reddit mods. Guys, I've been very honest with you. I've been very straightforward with you throughout my entire 1.5 year journey. Do not be these people. Do not do this. Some of my biggest regrets in the hobby, besides selling too early without having a legitimate reason, is the stuff that I didn't buy. And it's the stuff that I asked opinions on. Hey, do you think this is a smart buy? Hey, do you like this set at this? And I was talked out of them. And this is by the other Timmies, by the other, whatever you want to say it, Discord groups, Reddit mods, comments on Instagram and Facebook. Block them out because they are so uneducated. They have no idea what they're talking about. I regret listening to a lot of these people. I'm not talking about something stupid where it didn't really make much difference. I'm talking about stuff like Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes. I had so many opportunities to buy them at $600 a box. And instead, I asked opinions on it and I got negative opinions. Hey, why would you buy that? That's stupid. It's already $600 a box. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your money. How about more 151 UPCs? They were $80 at Costco. I bought 4. I could have bought endless amounts of those. And you know what? I was like, let's play this safe. I asked opinions. Is 4 too much? Maybe I should buy more. Oh, well, they can always go to 0. Fun fact, it will never go to 0. And then we can move this into Magic the Gathering. There's a lot of collector boxes that I wanted to buy, but I was talked out of it from, again, these Timmies and Discord mods and Reddit mods. Boxes such as Lost Caverns of Ixalan, Wilds of Eldraine, Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow's like $1,300 a box now, or $1,100 a box, something like that. And I could have had it for whatever, $300 a box. Fun fact, I actually had an order placed for Bloomburrow and I canceled it because I got talked out of it. I got talked out of Bloomburrow. Now, I know I'm a Pokemon channel. A lot of people don't know what Bloomburrow is. It's a Magic the Gathering set. I thought it was a home run. I really did. And I asked around and people said, nah, it's probably not worth it. Just put that money into Pokemon. And you know what? Bloomburrow did way better than any of the other Pokemon that I bought since then. Now, that might not actually be true, but on a quick look, without actually looking in the numbers, it's got to be pretty close. It's got to be. But I got talked out of that. I canceled the pre-order. Thankfully, I didn't listen to those same people when I bought Edge of Eternities or Commander Masters boxes, because they've done extremely well. And Edge of Eternities came out last summer, and it's like $700 a box. I doubled my money in a year. But people were telling me, don't buy those, cancel them. Don't buy those, cancel those. And I'm glad I didn't. Man, I really wish I could source Magic the Gathering stuff. I wish I could have somewhat of a following with it. I don't know enough to talk about the new sets and the new cards coming out. I don't have enough experience with it. I play it very, very casually that it's just, I'm not very knowledgeable. I'm so much more knowledgeable and so much more into the collecting side of Pokemon, but I guess Pokemon's actually a game. Who knew? Who knew Pokemon was a game? I didn't. I just thought you collected it. Anyway, to wrap up the video, stop listening to all of these uneducated Reddit mod, Discord mod, TikTok comments you see all over the place. They're all stupid Timmies. They have no idea what they're talking about. If you want to be smart, max out your 401k, max out your HSA, max out your Roth IRA, don't do drugs, and buy Pokemon on the dip. Hint, we're in the middle of the dip. Now's your opportunity. Instead of hating on these people telling you, giving you good advice, hey, it's worth taking a look at. Even if you don't buy it, just watch it over the next 6 months. Watch Prismatic, watch Surging, watch Twilight. See what happens. None of us can predict the future, especially in the next 6 months. 5 years from now, I can pretty much guarantee you all of those are going to be a lot higher than they are now. 6 months, it's a lot harder, but you know what comes out soon? Rotation. Those sets are going to rotate out. We saw this last year with these same sets. Who really knows? But we're in the middle of the dip. You better buy it this time.